Freedom by Design is a nonprofit organization that helps people in need or groups in need that can't afford to help themselves and can provide things that they couldn't provide for themselves.
For the past few months, I've been participating in and documenting the organization Freedom by Design, a national service organization sponsored by local chapters of the American Institute of Architecture students. My goal was to get to know how exactly this organization works and how they have an effect locally as well as globally. Our local chapter of Freedom by Design raises money and works with families or organizations to help with any design-related problem they may be facing.
We do specific projects for people and groups who don't have the means to produce a solution to a design problem they have. Everything from a wheelchair ramp or to a preschool that needs a design solution.
The group's current project is working on the revitalization of a nonprofit preschool for children with special needs, the Little Tree Preschool. By presenting alternate design solutions, Freedom by Design hopes to solve their current storage problems and ultimately enhance the space for use by the children as well as the staff.
And so we came up with a solution to design and build a table that would provide storage under the tabletops that would be built in with cuts made into the wood. And on top of that, there would be interactive tabletop surfaces that would, on one side, would have create a meeting table for the teachers to meet with parents and prospective parents, and then they can be pulled out and flipped over in order to create a arts and crafts surface for the kids to use.
After months of preliminary design meetings, the team finalized their design and began work. The modular composition of the table and chairs made it easy to cut and assemble multiple pieces at one time. Once a mock-up was complete, completion of the rest of the pieces was cleared, and within no time, the multi-purpose table and chairs were built. After lots of sanding and staining, multiple meetings were held in which cushion and covering design were discussed. In the end, an easy washable scheme was decided on, and work began on these final processes. The way the design team collaborated during this process was motivating, and you could truly see their passion for this project. Witnessing the entire process, I could see how much effect these types of organizations could really have on a community. Considering the advancements we've made regarding technology and communication, it is no surprise that we are in the midst of a global economy and culture. Paraphrasing the expert himself, Thomas Friedman, this infiltration of globalization has made it easier for anyone or any entity to connect and interact across the globe, whether that be through trade markets or service projects. While Freedom by Design is a local organization at its core, it is in community-based groups like this one where change can really be accomplished and expanded.
Organizations like Freedom by Design are really important because more so than having several big organizations that can solve problems on a global scale, I think we do need more community organizations that are solving the problems locally, and that all around is what's going to make the difference in our world.
I think it shows in a local sense of what goes on in third world countries and stuff, and how people help people who are less fortunate, like in Habitat for Humanity, how they build houses and things for in a greater scale and greater picture, or larger picture. Freedom by Design does that in a local sense.
Global impact starts at small scale, and I think that in order to have an impact globally, it's best to start by changing things in your own community, and doing that will have more of an impact on what you're doing, will be seen by other people, and will impact other people to make similar changes in their own community.
By participating in Freedom by Design for the past few months, I have gotten to know many wonderful people who truly have a passion for making a difference in their community, and who see the need where most people do not, in a large college town. The money they raise and the projects they work on change lives, but the effects this has on its members ensures that programs like this one will not die out. This AIAS community service program utilizes the talents of architecture students to radically impact the lives of people in their community through modest design and construction solutions. My experience with this group of students was truly inspiring and led me to rethink where I'd like to go with my profession once I graduate. Freedom by Design is summed up by its trademark quote, "What do we live for if it is not to make life less difficult for each other?"